Top 5 Super Nintendo games, if you don't mind. The Super Nintendo was my console. I had a hand-me-down Nintendo for a little bit, but when the Super Nintendo dropped, I did promise of straight A's after odd job, after chore, after whatever, to convince my mom that she needed to get me that Super Nintendo for Christmas, and Melanie Ann Harrison delivered. My mom got me my dream console, the Super Nintendo, and I kept that thing forever. Why would you need a PlayStation or an Xbox when you had a Super Nintendo with like 200 and some games? For real though, the Roses closed down the street from our house, and they had like $3 games for the longest. So I literally bought every game they had. It wasn't until Need for Speed Underground 2 came out that I finally broke down and got an Xbox. But man, that was well into the 2000s, and the Super Nintendo ruled the 90s for me, for sure. It really was the best decade. I don't care what you say. 90s, who were the best? Honorable mention, it is 1993's NBA Jam, 2-on-2 basketball at its finest. He's on fire. I still don't like that goaltending call that caused me and my best friend not to speak to each other for like 6 months. Also on the honorable mention list, we got Top Gear. It was the racing game for Super Nintendo. I mean, it taught me valuable life lessons like when to pit, when to use one of your 3 nitruses, you know, the essentials. Getting into the countdown, starting us off at number 5, Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the 7 Stars. It's the only RPG game I've ever liked, you know, where you got to like take your turn and let people hit you before you can hit them, and it doesn't make any sense, but I loved this game. I would just listen to my little MXPX album and play this game for hours. Every time I hear it now, I think of this game. It was the first isometric 3D environment in the Mario franchise. It's kind of like Final Fantasy meets Mario. Number 4, it is Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. Oh, 1996, Ken Griffey Jr. in the home run derby with his backwards hat. Simpler times. Simpler times. Yeah, it had its glitches, like all the outfield walls looking different until you hit the ball, and then they all look the same. But man, that home run derby mode could keep me entertained all afternoon. Number 3, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. I mean, it taught me about history, really, so it was like educational and entertaining. Started off as an arcade game. They pulled it for Super Nintendo. It was actually called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. Turtles in Time, playing off of the numbers from the Nintendo series. I mean, obviously, I'm a Michelangelo kind of guy, you know, pizza and nunchucks. That's what I've been saying. Life's all about, you know, pizza and nunchucks. Number 2, it's Super Mario World. Yes, it's the game that came with the console, but outside of the one you're about to see on number 1, it's the game I played the most. It felt like the Mario Brothers we had come to love at regular Nintendo just elevated a little bit. You could play it with all your friends from beginner gamer to advanced gamer. Sometimes you'd have to call over that friend to get you past that level, though. You know, like, hey, man, I've been stuck on this all week. Really use your help over here. All right. Coming in at number 1, the number 1 spot this week. It's my all-time favorite Super Nintendo game. It is Tecmo Super Bowl. I know it's technically a Nintendo game. It came out on Nintendo first, but they didn't have all the teams or all the players. So Tecmo Super Bowl, with Bo Jackson running wild, had it all. The 16-bit version was released in 1993, and it's all I wanted to do was play this game. I mean, nothing felt better than making that right call and stopping them on defense on that line of scrimmage. I'm just saying it, Tecmo walked so Madden could sprint because it's by far way more popular and successful over the years. But nonetheless, Tecmo Super Bowl will always have a place in my heart, whether it was Mark Rippon in the Washington or Brett Favre in the Green Bay Packers. I was going to that Super Bowl, and I was going to bring home the championship. Okay. That's my top 5 Super Nintendo games. I hope you enjoyed this list. Please let me know what Super Nintendo games you loved playing as a kid, or you still play now. I saw they're on eBay for like $150. Might have to see if my brother still has mine, see if I got any nitrous left on Top Gear. But hit that subscribe button. Let us know what top 5s you want to see next. We'll see you next time.